Wouldn't it be great if we could use the micro:bit chip to set a password for opening the door so that you can only open the door if you know the password? Well, we learned about servos last time using the servo right pin entry. So a servo could be used to open or close a door, right? So let's see how we would set that up. Click New Project, and I'm going to go open Sesame. I'm going to call it a fancy name. And on the start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a variable, and I'm going to call that variable password. So we can make the password whatever it is that we want to make it. Now we're going to enter. The only things we have for entering on the micro:bit chip really are these pins over here, or the A and B. So let's have the password is ABBA, A-B-B-A. So I write that in, but I'm going to go and get some text for that, and I'm going to write it in here inside the inverted commas, A-B-B-A. So that's our password. But we also need to record what the person is entering. So that's what the password is, what it should be. But we need to make another variable, and that one is for what they enter. So I'm going to call that entry. Okay, and we're going to set the entry to, well, at the beginning we don't know what it is because the person hasn't entered yet. So I'm going to go down to text, and I'm going to bring in some blank text. Okay, so the password is ABBA, and whatever the person enters hasn't been done yet, and we'll just wait to see. So now I'm going to have a button A, and I'm going to have a button B entry, okay, to allow you to make entries. And if you press button A, it's going to take whatever the entry is, and it's going to change it by adding an A. So let me go down to text, and I'm going to go join here. So it's going to join whatever the entry is here, which is nothing at the moment, and it's going to add to that, it's going to add an A because you're pressing button A. If you press button B, I can just duplicate that code. It's going to join whatever the entry is now. It's going to add a B. Okay, so that's fairly simple code. So at the start, password is ABBA, and the entry is nothing. It's blank. When you press button A, it takes that blank and it just adds an A to it. So it adds the letter A. When I press button B, it takes whatever that entry now is, which could still be blank, or it could now have something like an A in it, and it's going to add a B to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter passwords A, B, B, A, like that. So it enters the password. But when I'm ready to open the door, I need another entry. So an input I could use would be when button A and B is pressed simultaneously. Well, if I do that to validate the text, okay, to see whether the entry is correct or not, to see if it's correct or not, I'm going to have to use an if statement. So it's going to be true or false. So if the password is the same, if what they've entered, their entry is the same as the password, it must open the door. Otherwise, it must keep it closed. So again, I can go down to logic, and I need one of those if equals equals. So if the entry is equal to the password, so I need to go to variables. So if what the person, oh no, I always manage to do that. There we go. If the entry is the same, again, I click as the password. If the entry is equal to the password, then, well, we could test it by just having an LED showing. That's going to result in a tick. You're right. And we'll add the servo pins later. Otherwise, it must say no. So if entry is the same as password, it must say yes and open using the servo. Otherwise, it must say no. Else, it must display an X on its face. Okay. And then it's going to just, refuse to open. And I could add something, let's take that away, put that there. Otherwise, what I could do is I could just pause it for, let's say, a second, and then I could clear the screen. And then I need to make the entry back to blank. So if the entry is the same as the password, it will tick and open. Otherwise, it will stay closed, and then it will go on to pause for a little bit and reset. So I need to go down to my variables, and I need to set the entry back to that text, which is blank. So it kind of, I just need to reset myself. Yeah, so it'll reset entry to blank. Okay, I hope you get the logic there. Now I need to just test it. So I'm going to reset. I'm going to type in ABBA, A, B, B, A, see what happens. Oh, I need to press A and B, don't I, to validate. And it's ticked, it'll let me in. Let's say I go A, B, B, it's going to not allow me in. Now to open, I need to use a servo. And the servo will be in one position to keep it closed and another position to open the door. So I'm going to go to the servos. Do you remember where the servos were? Where are they? Where are those servos? I can never remember. They're in pins, aren't they? Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to use servo pin 0 and set it to one position at the beginning. Let's set it to 0 at the beginning. And then if it opens, so when the entry is the same as the password, I'm going to bring the servo down to the 90 position. So I'll just duplicate that. So that will go to 90 degrees. So I'll just retest it. So the servo's there in the closed position. I go A, B, B, A, press, and it moves the servo. If I get it wrong, so it's now paused for a second, and it should clear the screen. Okay. If I get it wrong, I go, let's reset it. I go A, B, B. It's wrong, and you'll notice the servo doesn't move. It doesn't open the door. Well, that's some pretty cool piece of coding, and all you'd have to do is make a little door, attach it to a servo. This could be a safety deposit box or something that only opens when you press the correct password. I think that's a cool little project. Share it, copy the link, upload to Teams.